Guys, my name's Taylor. I'm from the Speed Lab. We're going to do a build breakdown on my truck here that took us about 2 years to build. It's almost done. We're buttoning it up, getting loaded on the trailer to go to C10 SLoDown in San Luis Obispo, California this weekend. But we're going to give you guys a rundown on the truck and where it started and where it's at and our future plans with it. We bought this truck about 2 years ago. I, in high school, had a square body Chevy for my first truck and regrettably sold it and always wanted to get another one. So I was hunting for a while for the perfect truck, and in Las Vegas, Dakota Full Hook Performance, who builds all our Cummins motors for our other trucks, we were down there building the motor on our drag truck, and we saw this sitting in the corner of the field and kind of asked him what's up with it, and he said load it on the trailer and take it. So it's been a Vegas truck its whole life, so there's minimal rust and body damage. There's a little bit right here on the bedside. That's about the worst spot that we found on this truck. Originally, our plan was just to do like a 6/8 drop, heads cam, you know, haul EFI, all that kind of stuff, but it eventually snowballed into what you see now. This truck originally came with a big block 454. It was running, driving, all that, and we decided, after trying to do the heads cam, we started tearing apart that original engine, and we found quite a bit of damage in the bearings. And even though it ran great, you know, we knew that it would have to go to the machine shop and have to be worked. And then with all the upgrades and the costs involved, we kind of decided to go this route. We know these motors a lot more than all the gas stuff, and with our relationship with Full Hook Performance, we reached out to him. He decided to help us build this motor here, which is a P-Pump 24 valve. It has a Ferrell Stage 2 P-Pump on it, Dynamite Diesel Stage 5 injectors, Hamilton 188 220 cam, bunch of King Speed billet dress-up parts, Steed Speed manifold, stainless diesel 5-blade S366, CVS Racing, their full engine dress-up kit with the high mount AC compressor.
So being that this truck was a big block Chevy, it did come with a turbo 400, and that was not going to work for us. We wanted an overdrive and a lockup transmission, so we are utilizing a 47 RH. We did get it fully built here in town from our good buddy Pete. We are utilizing a DPC triple disc converter and a Muldoon's automatic valve body. The transmission performs great. We did recently upgrade and do an Anteater from Fire Punk to be able to custom tune where we would like the shift points, the lockup, and the overdrive. Other than that, the transmission ended up really being a challenge because this truck was a two-wheel drive truck. It did not have a high clearance transmission tunnel, so we had to cut the entire thing out from the firewall, the top of the firewall where the wipers are, all the way down and all the way back. We even had to build a driveline hoop through the bottom of the seat just to be able to make the clearance work, because we are using a one-piece drive shaft that goes to our 14-bolt corporate axle that's narrowed 7 inches to be able to fit between the bed sides at this height. So when it comes to the bed floor, this actually is not the bed floor from this truck. Originally, we weren't going to do anything with the bed. It was going to be factory height, and there was going to be a tunnel over the axle. We ended up with another C20, and then we put a service bed on it, and then we had this bed sitting around, and Taylor was like, dude, why don't we just cut the whole bed floor out of it? So then once we got to that point where everything was cut out and we went to go put this in, we started to notice that the bed floor wasn't the same from 2 years ago. Being 79 and 77, there were some different quirks or a different stamp at the factory. They did something different. It was a nightmare. There's actually a few of these ribs are handmade and filled in by us. We just scavenged together some sheet metal and made it work. We started putting this in and we realized all these differences. We just came to an agreement. We were just like, just put it in. It's not the end of the world. It's a truck bed. At the end of the day, it's gonna get dinged. It's gonna get scratched. If you guys ever wanna do anything like this, don't be scared. Just grab a grinder and start going. I put 50,000 miles on a Ryobi grinder in a month, and there was 18 of those months. And shout out Ryobi. We bought Milwaukee.
Three different
we bought Milwaukee. We bought DeWalt. We bought Chicago Electric, and it is the GOAT. This thing, it cut the entire chassis. It cut the entire bed floor out of the original bed floor. All the sheet metal, the filler panels that we did, any single thing was done with that. So when you lower a truck like this, you end up having to C-notch the frame to be able to have the axle come up past the bottom of the frame rail from the factory that gives you your lowered ride height. You have to do the C-notch to be able to have the back end of the frame to mount your bumper and end of the bed and stuff like that. So we ended up going with a switch suspension, 10-inch C-notch in the rear, and we are using a chopping block parallel 4-link with a panhard bar. So we went with that notch, we put the bed on, we're super stoked. We had the factory cross member up front, and we put the airbags on and we lowered it, and the truck was 6 inches off the ground still. And we kind of had like a panic moment. So we ended up, we tweaked out one night, we ripped the whole bed off, we cut everything out, all the factory bed mounts just to be able to body drop the bed. And we body dropped it, I would say 4.5 inches, maybe 5. And then we started to get to the point where we're like, all right, let's get the cab back on. You know, we got all the airbags mounted in the front, the shocks, everything. We lower it down. We realized that the front cross member was dragging on the ground. It was limiting us from being able to completely go down. We did know that we had to body drop the truck, but it was so excessive that we had to take care of it. We ended up hitting up Nathan Porter with Porterbuilt, and he set us up with this whole drop member in the front end. We ended up having to build custom motor mounts and a custom mounts for the rack and pinion setup. Get the cross member on, we lower the truck again, and then boom, the frame rail hits the ground underneath the cab. It's not low enough. So once we realized that the bed was on the ground and the only thing that was limiting us from being able to put the body on the ground was the frame rail from this point of the body to the back of the cab. And we were like, oh, let's cut the bottom of the frame rail off. We'll be able to body it. And then we were like, wait a minute. The bed's lower than the cab. We can't cut the bottom of the frame rail. That's only going to get us lower. The bed will hit 3 or 4 inches before the cab will. We have to cut off the top of the frame rail to be able to bring the cab down and relocate the cab mounts in order to line up all the body lines again. So we cut close to 40 inches out of the frame on the top, about 2 3/4 inches off the top. We shaved it, we boxed the whole thing, we filled the thing with square tube. We went overkill just to make sure, because we are running, you know, well over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque out of this thing. We want to make sure that we had some, you know, confidence in what we were doing. So we brought the body down and we tacked everything up, and then finally it was on the ground.
So this is our first YouTube video. Me and Bryce, we decided that we're going to start this YouTube channel. It's called the Speed Lab. This truck here, we wanted to do a breakdown on it because this truck has got us a lot of attention and traction with the cool stuff that we can turn out. So here's the breakdown on it. Right now we're heading out to San Luis Obispo to C10 SLoDown. So we're gonna get this thing loaded up, go to California, and see a bunch of cool trucks down there on the coast. We all have that one friend. Hey man, can I borrow your trailer? Sure. So I let Bryce borrow my trailer, and these ramps go in the slots like any normal car trailer. One day he comes back and the ramp is gone. Now I have a 150-pound ramp that everywhere I go, it has to go in the bed of the truck. I hate that ramp more than anything in my life. I make him carry it every single time. He has to load it in the back of the truck. He has to load it there, anywhere. And hopefully it's hot, and hopefully it cuts him. You guys will know Ben here very soon. He's still wet behind the ears. He's still learning. Limiter.
Hold up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
Sitting here trying to book a hotel last minute, per usual, but I thought I'd give a little tech tip. If you've got a Duramax and the tap shift don't work, get yourself an Aquafina water bottle, pull that thing all the way back and cram it in there. This is the GMT 800 life. Hey. Oh my God, dude. Where are we?
I-5, nicest roads I've ever been on.
We left at 3 o'clock. It's a 7-hour drive. That puts us there at midnight with a couple of stops. 10:42, not bad. Finally got to where we need to be. Got the C20 unloaded at the hotel. It is midnight right now. We still have to go drop the trailer off, go back to the hotel. By that time, it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we have to be up at 5 o'clock for the show. It is about 20 minutes away. We load up at 6 a.m. Kind of sketched out about this though. Renewable diesel. I don't know what that means exactly, but we'll find out when it doesn't start tomorrow morning. Yeah, we got a ton of sleep last night. 3 hours, if we're lucky. in here at the event. There's quite the lineup here today. I'm really obsessing over this thing. I love that.
Camper shells are cool.
Oh yeah, now we're talking. A man with class? Oh yeah. Yep. Got the truck all spit shined up, ready for the event. It is packed out here. Yeah, we'll cruise around, check out all the trucks.
A perro, ¿da? De chingado. Look at what it says on the side. Oh, LS. I can't. I was gonna do LS, not anymore. I'm gonna do one of those.
Look at the what? The belt cover on the side. Where's the intercooler?
Oh, he's got it piped underneath. It's in the front.
This right here is Best in Show from Speedlab's pick for a regular guy, achievable, non-open checkbook build. First gen Blazer, Lord's wheels, boggers, patina. This thing's awesome. I've seen so many. I'm gonna hold an old school window tinting classic cars seminar. These are their pride and joy. They put tens of thousands of dollars into it and then take it, spend great money, because I know whoever did this charged an arm and a leg to do it because they're not easy, but just do better. Zero dirt, zero cutout, latch taken apart, open it up, come to this side, fully shaved edges all the way around. All right, so that wraps it up for our time here at C10 SLoDown. Me and Bryce went to go grab some dinner, and gorgeous it can be, everything's going a little bit too good, and we're going to turn out this parking lot and blew a power steering hose, as you can see our nice trail. So get this thing loaded up on the trailer, head back to Reno, but overall pretty cool trip. What's going on, guys? My name's Taylor. I'm with the Speed Lab. This is our first YouTube video that we'll be posting, hopefully many more cool ones to come, to try to drive up some excitement and get my close friends and family to subscribe and get the ball rolling. We've decided we're going to give away brand new Yeti cooler, the one with the wheels, once we hit our first 1,000 subscribers. So check into YouTube, hit subscribe, Instagram, subscribe, TikTok, all that, and then we'll pick one of you random guys and send you this brand new cooler.